You're getting a lot of fan mail, positive mail. That's according to my son, who's vice chairman of the board. He says there's been slight uptick in business. Actually, we appreciate that. It's a good time to hear from everybody.
Well, that was LL Bean board member and co-owner Linda Bean speaking with our own Maria Bartiromo about how her donation to a PAC supporting Donald Trump sparked an anti-Trump backlash and boycott of her company. Well, that backfired, and Trump, for one, he took notice. Tweeting out, "Thank you, Linda Bean. Thank you to Linda Bean of LL Bean for your great support and courage. People will support you even more now. By LL Bean." Trump style is pushing CEOs across the globe to get on board, at least try to get in front of the ball sometimes. Just think about this. Delta CEO, in fact, credited Donald Trump for a big bump in business. And then there's Amazon, which came out with that amazing announcement. They're going to create 100,000 jobs in 18 months. Here to discuss it all, Heather Higgins is back, along with Jeff Hewitt and Tim Phillips. Tim, what do you make of it all? I mean, the entire dynamics of business is being turned upside down.
More than what any political leader says, frankly, if we really want to get the economy going across the board, it's the policies they pursue. So we're excited to see the tax reform that this administration and Speaker Ryan are talking about that's going to lower corporate rates and hopefully flatten out and lower individual rates and push back against the Obama-era extreme environmental policies. I think more than what political leaders say, it's the policies they put forward that can get this economy really going again.
I hear where you're coming from, but Jeff, I will tell you what the CEO of Delta said is that all of this evidence, so-called anecdotal evidence from the sentiment reports, it's coming to fruition. It's already working. It's already happening. Before the president-elect is even sworn in, his impact is being felt at major corporations like Delta.
That's right. Ed Bastian, the CEO of Delta, pointed out their earnings are already seeing an uptick. Consumer confidence has hit a 15-year high. That basically encompasses the last two presidents that Donald Trump has already delivered more confidence to this country to go out about economic, basically the economic growth is coming in a better way than we've seen the last two presidencies. It's already hitting. We're seeing that in corporate profits. And with Linda Bean, I admire her courage. She made a personal contribution, and there are Democrat groups now trying to punish the company for what she did personally. But as she's seeing, they've already seen an uptick in sales. And I guarantee that Trump Nation will support LL Bean a lot. And myself, I'm going to go tonight and buy something to weather the cold in next week in D.C.
Oh, man, I need a new pair of boots myself. Heather, the whole boycotting thing, I got to tell you, I've got a long list of stores I know I'm not supposed to go into. I think I have to hide my head in shame when I sneak into Target real quick, to buy something. But it is amazing, though, that they would specifically target this company because of the personal decision that an individual within the company made.
It's actually not that surprising, because if you look at the left, on the right, we try to go to businesses to support them, but we don't go to try and shut them down. Whereas on the left, it's about silencing and it's about intimidating. It's become extremely unattractive and very much the opposite of what liberalism used to be. And they're oblivious to the fact that the people that you really hurt when you do have a successful boycott are the workers. And Trump, as the champion of this, is being the champion of free speech and being the champion of workers. And you're going to see, as with all of these other recent instances, when he calls for a Trump Nation to come in, it's going to swamp and actually help the intended target of the boycott more than the people who were going to hurt it.
Yeah, I think there's absolutely no doubt about that. So after, Tim, let's talk about these policies for a moment, because you want to see them all in place. The first 100 days has been discussed over and over again. What do you think are the best moves that can happen that will ignite this economy?
Tax reform. I mean, if you can lower corporate rates, solve the repatriation tax problem, actually lower and flatten out individual rates, that's going to have a dynamic impact on the economy. I think President-elect Trump and Speaker Ryan and McConnell, I think they're going to get that done. It's so important. And we mentioned earlier the environmental policies that are so extreme that Obama pushed forward, the Clean Power Plant rules, and so much else. I think through executive orders and legislation, this Congress and this administration, the new administration, they can kickstart a lot of job creation by pushing back on those extreme environmental policies. And one other area, Obamacare, it's hurting millions of individual Americans, but it also has harmed or job creation in businesses because of the rules and regulations and expenses Obamacare puts on them. You strip that back, repeal that onerous law that's failing individual Americans and hurting job creation. Those are three significant policies that I think this Congress and this president can get done. I think they're going to do it.
And to your point, the NFIB earlier this week put out an optimism report that just was mind-boggling. No one could believe it improved that much, all because small businesses have faith that all this is going to be done. Guys, thank you all very much.